Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. HDM here with another ESO discussion video. Now, I could be wrong, but lately it seemed to me like the ESO developer team has been pretty quiet. Whether it's on the forums or on social media, just haven't heard much lately from them. Now, it's definitely getting near the holidays here in the US, so of course that's a possibility. But I also think that things have just been kind of bad lately in ESO in terms of performance, and then also this whole group finder fiasco that's happened in the past few weeks. So, maybe the team probably needed a few days just to hide out and regroup a little bit. Totally understand. Just to recap, in case you weren't aware, we had the Undaunted event scheduled for November the 14th, which then had to be shut down just a few hours after it started. Obviously, the Undaunted means group dungeons, which of course relies heavily on the group finder. The developers found some issues pretty quickly as soon as that event started, and they posted right away on the forums, on Twitter. Actually, I'll just bring this up right now. Hello everyone, shortly after the launch of the Undaunted event, we began to see server issues related to Activity Finder that was affecting your ability to play the game. While we did put protections in place, these clearly weren't adequate. Our top priority is making sure you can log in and play, so we decided to turn off the Undaunted event. And then I believe it was the next day we got more details in another update. So they said we will not be enabling any additional events this weekend, and that would be true of the future. While we concentrate on implementing fixes for the Activity Finder, when we dug into why the issues began, we uncovered a new problem where certain groups queuing with the Activity Finder were causing significant database load issues. So basically, the Activity Finder was causing issues in other aspects of the game, not related to grouping, things like performance, lag, loading times. So there's that. Then there's also several other issues when it comes to queuing up for battlegrounds. For example, infinite load screens, battlegrounds that don't close when there aren't enough players, unavoidable deserter penalties. They zossed us, boys. They zossed us good. Yeah, I'd say things are a little rough right now for the team over at ZeniMax. But I love these guys. I'm still a fan. And I'm glad to see that Rich went ahead and posted some more information yesterday on the forums, just to give a little bit more insight into everything that's going on with the game lately. So let's go ahead and break down the post here and talk about it. He starts by saying, it's time for the November update to our performance improvement roadmap. Before giving the update, we wanted to shed some light on the recent issues related to the new Activity Finder so that you all have a better understanding of why these issues are happening. Note that completely replacing the old Activity Finder was something that we had to do. It was not able to be easily updated and could not handle the load we see on live servers. So right off the bat, I think it's important to note that this is a brand new system. Yes, it is replicating the old Activity Finder, but it's completely new architecture that's been built into the ESO game. Before launching the new Activity Finder, the team tried to put the system to as much internal load testing as possible using bots. Even though bots cannot truly simulate player behavior, they're a good tool for identifying basic load problems. And we were able to get significant testing using bots. Okay, they gave us confidence to push it into PTS for update 24. On PTS, new problems were discovered and fixed, but we never saw player concurrencies on PTS as compared to live. And once the system hit live, well, we all know what happened wasn't good. So basically, they tested it as much as possible, but truly nothing can test it like an event on the live server. I'm sure that's true. So the core issues they've been having with the new Activity Finder is that it shares many of the same system resources as the rest of the game. This means that when the new Activity Finder gets overloaded, everything else on the server starts to bog down, which is why we're experiencing long load times, timeouts and disconnects, sluggish server response, etc. It's been a challenge for them to identify and fix the issues, as each time we go through a cycle of overload, we fix that problem, but then discover a new one. So it's important to note that almost all of the server issues over the last month were caused by the activity finder. It's not a hardware issue or a more widespread problem. He also addresses the PCEU server, saying that's been the worst because it's the most populated server where people generally play during the same hours. So I mean, I think this is interesting. A lot of us probably just assume that the servers are bad, like the servers are old, the servers are the problem, just fix the servers. When really it's this new system, the new activity finder, which is causing lag and server issues, performance, response issues across the board. Now, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm sure they're not trying to justify it either, but it is interesting to get more details into how the system works. So they also mentioned that they were a lot more confident with this new system, the new activity finder. That's why they thought it was okay to do the Undaunted event, and then obviously it just crashed and burned, and they admit that they were wrong to that fact. And then Rich just reiterated that it's really the activity finder that's the core issue, that as soon as they work out those issues, you should see a lot of performance improvements across the board, and that they're working on that. So I, for one, I appreciate transparency. I think it was also really interesting to see, what happens when a brand new system gets put into place in an already very old and complicated game like the Elder Scrolls Online. I think it's important to keep that in mind, like people that say, oh, just fix the group finder. There's so much more going on under the hood in this game that nothing's really an easy fix. And I think that's what we're seeing here. So those are my opinions, at least on the Activity Finder update from Rich yesterday. Now I'm interested in hearing what you guys have to say about this update. Let us know in the comments section below. First, if you've experienced any performance improvements. There was a PC patch this week, so I would be interested in hearing what your experience is. And then overall, how do you think the developer team has been handling the end of the year in terms of handling their response to all these issues that we're seeing crop up? I look forward to reading your comments. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to crush that like button. It really does help out the channel. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you around in the next video.